Dark, eerie music plays. The screen shows a dimly lit photo of a school hallway, then slowly transitions to an empty parking lot. A shadowy figure walks through it. A girl vanishes. A mystery unfolds. A young man is convicted, but the truth remains locked away. Text overlay like share and subscribe for more chilling true crime stories. The camera zooms out, showing the picture of Hae Min Lee, smiling with her friends. The atmosphere is calm at first, with soft music playing in the background. Hae Min Lee was a bright, compassionate young woman from Baltimore, Maryland. She had a promising future ahead of her, an 18-year-old high school senior with dreams, friends, and a life full of possibilities. The screen transitions to a shot of Woodlawn High School. But on January 13, 1999, everything changed. Hae Min Lee disappeared without a trace. Cut to footage of police searching through the woods and investigators combing a wooded area. Her disappearance sent shockwaves through her community, and the search for answers began. As days passed with no clues, the case quickly became a nightmare. Cut to a photo of Hae's family looking devastated in front of a missing person poster. Her family was desperate. Hae's mother clung to hope that her daughter would come home safely, but what they didn't know was that the truth was about to take a dark, twisted turn. Cut to a shot of the city streets of Baltimore, the city skyline in the distance. Days after Hae's disappearance, her body was discovered in a wooded area not far from her school. She had been strangled with her own necklace. Eerie music intensifies as crime scene photos flash on screen. The discovery of her body marked the beginning of a chilling investigation. But what was truly horrifying was who the police would soon focus on as the prime suspect. Adnan Syed, Hae Min Lee's ex-boyfriend, became the center of the investigation. The police believed he had a motive, jealousy. But Adnan insisted on his innocence from the start. Adnan, a 17-year-old high school student at the time, was arrested and charged with the murder of Hae Min Lee. Despite his protests of innocence, Adnan was convicted of murder in 2000. But something didn't sit right with the case. Questions about evidence, witness testimony, and even the timeline of events were all under scrutiny. The prosecution's case relied heavily on the testimony of a key witness, Jay Wilds, who claimed that Adnan had confessed to the murder and led him to Hae's body. But Jay's story was inconsistent. His statements changed multiple times, and his credibility became a major point of contention during the trial. Further complicating the case were phone records that seemed to contradict the prosecution's timeline, and phone calls that could have cleared Adnan's name. Despite this, Adnan Syed was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. The case might have been closed, but the questions never stopped. Could Adnan really have killed Hae Min Lee? Or was he the victim of a flawed investigation and a broken justice system? In 2014, a groundbreaking podcast called Serial brought the case back into the spotlight, challenging the conviction and raising doubts about Adnan's guilt. Hosted by Sarah Koenig, the Serial podcast dove deep into the case, uncovering new evidence, speaking with witnesses, and shedding light on crucial details that had been overlooked during the original investigation. The podcast not only reignited interest in the case, but also gave rise to a movement calling for a re-examination of Adnan's conviction. New evidence emerged that raised serious doubts about Adnan's guilt, leading to his defense team filing for a new trial. Adnan's case continued to capture public attention, with supporters arguing for his release and others believing the truth still remained elusive. In 2016, Adnan Syed's conviction was thrown into question when a Maryland court ruled that his original defense team had failed to investigate an important alibi witness. Yet, despite the legal battles and public outcry, Adnan Syed remains incarcerated, and the case of Hae Min Lee remains unsolved in many minds. The question of who killed Hae Min Lee continues to haunt her family, and her friends still carry the pain of losing her. Hae Min Lee was loved, cherished, and had a future ahead of her, but her life was tragically cut short. Her murder remains a mystery, with only pieces of the puzzle slowly coming together. The case of Hae Min Lee is a chilling reminder of how justice can be delayed, but the truth will always find a way to resurface. For now, we are left with questions that remain unanswered. Will Adnan Syed be exonerated? Who truly murdered Hae Min Lee? Only time will tell. As we search for the truth, we are reminded that sometimes the answers we seek are buried deep, waiting to be uncovered. Rest in peace, Hae Min Lee. Your story will never be forgotten. If you want to hear more true crime stories that will keep you questioning everything, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The truth is still out there.